Welcome to Morning Mindset, a daily dose of practical wit and wisdom with a professional educator and trainer, Amazon best-selling author, United States Marine, television and radio host, Paul G. Markle. Each episode will focus on positive and productive ways to strengthen your mindset and help you improve your relationships, career goals, and overall well-being. Please welcome your host, Paul G. Markle.
All right. You're making me blush. Welcome to yet another episode of Morning Mindset. And my voice sounds a little rough this morning. It's because, I don't know. It is. It actually is morning. When I say it's morning, it is no kidding morning. I'm watching the sun rise through the window outside of my studio. It is fargan cold up here in Wyoming. Like I said, we're at the Watchtower studio here. It's about 7,300 plus feet above sea level, and it got down into the single freaking digits. And you're like, well, yeah, it's wintertime. No, it's actually April as I record this. So you're like, what? All right. But I know, poor me. Poor me. What are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about something that adult men, maybe not millennial men, maybe not children, but adult men in my position from my generation often feel like they need to carry the burden, whatever the burden happens to be. They have to carry it all themselves, whatever that burden happens to be, whether it is a financial burden or an emotional burden or what have you. They have to carry that themselves. They don't want to ask for help because asking for help is an admission of weakness or what have you. And one of the things that I had to do, and I had to basically take my own advice. I've been saying for years that you should have a team of people. You should work with others. You can't carry the weight all yourself. And I had that advice. I gave that advice. It was good advice. And then when I got sick, first I didn't want to tell anyone, and we didn't tell anyone for about a month or so. And then I had a long conversation with a good friend, James, and he said, look, what's going on with you? And I told him, and he said, well, what is your insurance situation like? And you're not going to be surprised. I know you're sitting up there, you're like, well, you have government insurance. No, I don't have government insurance. I'm a small business owner, and like most small business owners, thanks to Comrade Barry Soetoro, I was priced out of the market. Believe it or not, financial realities being what they are, when you own a small business, you can't just throw thousands of dollars at insurance because, well, you don't have it. It doesn't work that way. And the sick irony is that my wife and I, we've had medical insurance pretty much, essentially our entire lives, right? Our entire married lives, we've had medical insurance, and we paid, I don't even want to think about how much we paid in premiums, probably $100,000 or more in premiums. Then cancer hits, and I've got no insurance. And I'm not trying to be a victim. I'm not telling you this because I'm a victim, okay? Stick with me. I'm telling you this because, A, it's sick, twisted irony, but B, my friend James, he goes, so what are you doing? Do you have a GoFundMe set up or what are you doing? And I said, well, we're just going to make do. We're going to do it. And he said, Paul, let people help you. And I said, I don't want to be a victim. And he said, it's not being a victim. And he said, you're too close to the situation. He goes, what have you said? What have you been saying for years? You need a team. You need backup. You need other people to help you, right? And I said, yeah. And he said, then shut your mouth and let other people help you. And that is extremely difficult for people in my generation, men in my generation, to do, because we don't want to admit that we need help, because admitting that you need help is, a sign of weakness or what have you. So we don't. We try and carry the burden on our own shoulders, all ourselves. And I'm very grateful to have friends like James and others who were able to sit back and say, and I'm very grateful to have the kind of friends that can just tell me, hey, shut up and listen to me. They're not worried about my feelings or what have you. They're like, I know you, you know me. Shut your mouth and listen. This is what I'm going to tell you. And you may be in a position where you're being crushed by the weight of whatever situation you're in. And you're being crushed by that weight because you're trying to carry the burden all yourself. You don't want to burden other people. You don't want to tell other people about it. You don't want to seem like a victim. So what do? You just keep carrying that load. You've got that load on your shoulders, and you trudge along. You don't want to let anybody else help you with it. And every day it crushes you just a little more and a little more and a little more. Brothers and sisters, every once in a while, you need to park your ego. You need to not worry about what people are going to think or you're going to be weak or whatever. Because the fact of the matter is, if people know you, they're not going to think that you're weak, and they're not going to think you're acting like a victim. If you've never acted like a victim before in your life, they're not going to think it now. Take your own advice, park your ego, and let other people help you. And that's what I had to do, and that's what I did. I did, I said, all right, and I understood. And sometimes you just need a friend. You need somebody on the outside looking in. Remember our discussion about coaches and mentors and so forth, how you can't train yourself because you can't see your own situation like other people see it. Sometimes you need to let someone on the outside give you some advice, someone who can look at it with a fresh set of eyes. And that's what I did. Oh, man, I tell you what, this is not too long of a topic today. I pretty much, have nailed it all. And if you're experiencing whatever, issue you're going through in your life, sometimes you need to just let yourself, have a team. Let the team help you. Let other people help you. Close your mouth. And I want to say this. For those of you that were out there and were sending me your prayers, and many of you, hundreds of you, actually sent physical letters and physical cards and donated to the Let's Keep Paul Alive GoFundMe campaign. Because believe it or not, staying alive is really, really expensive. Dying is cheap. Staying alive is expensive. But I am still here, and I believe that I am still here for a reason. I believe that I did not expire during the year 2019 because God wanted me to be here on this planet and to continue to talk into this microphone and do and write the words that I write. And it's not my words, but His that are coming through my mouth quite often. So there's a reason that I'm still here. There's a reason that L Cancer did not win, that we defeated it. And I really feel grateful and blessed that so many of you out there, and many people that I've never met before, many people that just happen to listen, are out there. And then they sent words of encouragement. And I know that there are tens of thousands of you out there who heard my words and who heard what was going on and just said a prayer for me. And I truly appreciate that. And I want to translate that right now through this microphone. So thank you very much to all of you out there who kept me in your prayers, who sent me cards and notes and little gifts and what have you, hoping that one day Paul would get his crap together and get back in front of the microphone and start doing morning mindsets again. And it was a difficult, I'm not going to lie to you, it wasn't easy. It was a difficult transition. It was a difficult situation. But we're back now. I have the opportunity. I have the equipment. I have the time. So we're going to make this happen. And you're going to be part of the Morning Mindset audience. If you'd like to support the show, and thank you for supporting the show, number one, you can tell other people about it. It costs you nothing to say, hey, have you checked out the Morning Mindset podcast? You might want to do that. It's quick. It's easy. You can listen to it while you're drinking your coffee. You can listen to it on the way to work in the morning. Or if you're not going to work, if you're just sitting home staring out a window drinking coffee, you've got nothing but time on your hands, right? Yes, indeed. I just drank my coffee. So, and the other way that you can support the program is to go to your favorite podcast player, whether it's iTunes or Stitcher, Pod Gallery, or Podcaster, Pocket Cat, whatever. There's a million podcast listening apps. Leave a review of the show. It's been a while since we've had fresh reviews, and we need to refresh that because you know how the algorithm works. If it's not fresh and if there aren't new reviews, it drops, and the chances of other people finding it are slim. So help me to help other people by telling people about the show. And then the other way you can support the show is to go to either fightingsolves.com, pick up the Fighting Solves Everything book, or you can go to Amazon and you can pick up the Morning Mindset book or any of my books, quite frankly. I would love for you to have them. I would love for you to read them and use them to encourage you during this rough, tough time that we're going through as a nation and as a world. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. According to my calendar, this show should go up on Monday. So welcome to a brand new week. Thank you for listening. I am your host, Paul Markle, and I will talk to you again real soon.
Thank you for spending time with us today. To get show notes, submit a topic request, and for more from your host, Paul G. Markle, visit morningmindsetpodcast.com. That's morningmindsetpodcast.com. Please leave a review for this podcast on your favorite podcast player. We appreciate your time and effort, and we look forward to reading your honest feedback.